Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to the channel here. I just wanted to share my experience with a product called Retrax Pro, which is a retractable bed cover. And the website I ordered it through is called tonneaucovered.com. I'll put a link in the description below because I had a really good experience with them. And I actually saved a few $100s off of this. The product shipped directly from Retrax and I got shipping and tracking info. And so I was pretty pleased with how everything turned out. So I'm just going to show unboxing the product real quick, and what you get is 4 pieces. You get 2 side rails, the container that the cover retracts into, and then you get a back plate. So basically I used a couple of tables here to support the product so I could get it up where I could work on it. And I was struggling with this first rail for a while, trying to get it fitted in here. The entire length of the installation took me about an hour and 15 or an hour and 20 minutes. So I've condensed this video down and sped it up a little bit just so you don't have to suffer through watching me struggle with this. It seemed like once that I was able to get one of the screws lined up and in, the other screws all lined up. There's 2 screws on each side. If I would have been a little smarter, as I realize here in just a second, and supported the weight of the rail on the second table, it would have made installing this part a lot easier. Now I finally realize here that if I use some of the packing material and keep the rail up, it will be a lot easier to install. I've seen a few people install these or put these together in the bed of their truck, supporting the main piece on like a chair or a stool, but I didn't want to risk the cabinet falling or scratching the paint of the truck. So I decided to put it together in the garage and then lift it up into the back of the truck, which wasn't too hard to do by myself, but I would probably, if I had to do it again, I would do it with 2 people. Now you can see here on this second side, much quicker to get everything installed. It just pops right into place. Now I'm going to put in the back plate, and the back plate will stop water from flowing off the bed cover into the bed of your truck. There's a rubber seal at the back, which I'll check here in just a second, and you'll see that that needs to be over the top of the lip of the back of the truck when you set this in place, and that's what'll stop the water coming into the back of the truck. There are 2 drain tubes that come with the Retrax that connect underneath the cabinet so that melting snow and water and when you wash your truck and everything can drain. So what I did was remove the 2 caps from the back of the bed of the truck, and then I was just going to drill holes to make sure that the tubes would fit through there. So I just drill a couple of pilot holes and then use the bigger bit. I thought this would be a better process than just running the drain tubes out the larger hole after removing the cap. And right here you can see exactly where I pulled those caps out of, so you can pull them out yourself if you're going to go through this process. Those just snap right in and pop right out. I popped them right out with my hands. I didn't need any tools. So I'm putting these in place before I set the box in place because it's pretty heavy and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get back underneath it. Now I thought I would just be able to step up into the bed of my truck with this, but I decided against doing that using the stool I had sitting there. I decided to climb onto the tailgate and then lift it up, which probably wasn't the best idea either. I don't know if the tailgate's designed to support that much weight. Myself and the Retrax. I think the Retrax weighs about 55 or 60 pounds. So it was easy for me to move by myself. It's just very awkward. So now you can see I'm just double checking that rubber strip at the back before I push it all the way to the back of the tailgate, making sure that it's not pinched in there. One of the things I like about the Retrax product is I was able to keep my deck rail system in place. It actually mounts using the deck rail system. You can see here that there's 4 mounts and they screw right into a piece that you put into the deck rail. I'm going to put my other deck rail piece in place before I mount the rears. That way if I retract the Retrax and put something large in my bed, I still have the adjustable tie downs that I can use. Now that it's in place and I haven't tightened anything down yet, I'm going to snap the drain tubes in place. And they just pop right in. There's a small gasket on the bottom there that you need to make sure it doesn't fall off. If you do have stuff that rolls around in the back of your bed, these might get knocked loose. You might need to check them periodically. So now I'm just making sure the rails are straight and lined up on the sides of my bed before I snug anything down. I did order the Toyota bed divider or cargo divider, and I had it installed, and I was hoping that it would work with the Retrax product, but it does not. The actual only piece that won't clear the Toyota cargo divider is the handle of the Retrax. It sticks down about a 1/2 inch and it won't clear. So here I'm just making sure that everything moves like it's supposed to, removing a little bit of extra packing material, and just making sure everything rolls back and forth like it should before I snug all the connections down. These white nylon adjusters help you get the rails adjusted so that they stay straight. Now I'm just going to close the tailgate and make sure that when I roll the bed cover back, that it does cover all the way up to the lip of the tailgate to keep water out. And that's everything finished. It looks pretty good. Right here, I'm going to do a follow-up after 2 months of using the product here. You can see it easily opens and closes with one hand. The only thing I will say is that when you try to lock it in place in a random spot, it does take a little bit of effort to snap down that enclosure on the left-hand side there where the key is. So this is after 2 months of use. We had a couple of snowstorms. We had about 2 feet of snow in October. All that snow melted off the back and went off to the sides. I didn't get any water in my bed. I've used my pressure washer to wash the truck, and I haven't gotten any water in. So far it seems to be holding up well. The main reason I chose this product is because of those rails on the side there, where you can slide in like a Thule or Yakima mounting system, so you can mount your mountain bikes or kayaks or whatever on top of the deck rail or on top of the retractable cover, so that you can still open and close it and get in and out of the back of your truck if you have your bikes mounted on top. I'll probably add that in the spring. This enclosure here is held up pretty good. I was concerned about the little rubber flap there, but doesn't seem to be too bad with the wear and tear so far. And it still opens and closes fairly simply with just one hand. Now I'm going to try to lock it into place here in a random spot here, and you'll see I have to use 2 hands here. So when you pull it all the way back, one-handed is no problem, because that's where it's designed to lock. But if you just pick a random spot to lock it in place, I can't even get it to lock in with one hand pushing as hard as I can. I have to actually set the camera down. and use my other hand. Just a little extra push, and there it's locked into place. And that won't move around at all until you unlock it. Try to get a shot of the locking mechanism here. It looks like it just has a small sharp pin that pokes into the metal slider that stops it from moving around. That's why it takes a little bit of force. I did wind up buying a cheap little cargo divider you can see down there from Home Depot that was $20. That seems to work pretty well. Once you lock that, you can actually lock the tailgate as well, and then your bed is completely locked. If anybody has any recommendations of Thule or Yakima products that they're using with this already, I'd love to hear in the comments what you're using and if you like it. So there it is, guys. Pretty simple and easy to put in. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Thanks for watching, and I'll let you know if I have any issues with this. Thanks.